Hello everybody, I'm Shrestha. I'm a clinical psychologist and welcome to my channel thoughtcraft. Over here we talk about mental health and how we can lead a better life. Our topic for discussion today is procrastination. We are going to talk about procrastination and 5 ways in which we can stop procrastinating. So what is procrastination? I'm sure we have all procrastinated at least once in our lives. And so what is procrastination? Procrastination is when we set out to do something, a task or an activity, but for some reason we keep delaying it, we keep postponing it. Now what happens when we procrastinate too much? When we procrastinate too much, not only do we fail to get things done on time, but also we become anxious and sad at the same time. So procrastination not only affects our ability to get things done on time, but it also affects our general happiness and well-being. So what are the things that we need to do to stop procrastinating? Let's talk about the first step. Identify the reason behind your procrastination. Identify the task that you're procrastinating. Along with that, identify the reasons behind procrastination. So there are a couple of reasons why we usually procrastinate. Some of them are when we find the task very unpleasant. We don't find happiness or joy when we do it. Or when we find the task very hard or overwhelming. Or when we find the task very, very boring and dull. So these are the usually common reasons why we procrastinate. Once you identify the reason behind the procrastination and the task that you're procrastinating about, just write it down. Like, this is a task that I'm procrastinating about and I feel the reason behind it is this. Once you write it down, you will gain a lot of awareness as to why you are procrastinating, and that is the first and the most important step for you to stop procrastinating. Second point, break the task into small parts. Now, if we look at the task as a whole, we are going to find it very overwhelming or very hard to approach it. But if we break it into small parts, like small tiny parts, we are going to find it much easier to approach the problem. And when you are breaking the problem into small parts or breaking the task into small parts, remember to focus on just the first point or the first step that you need to do. And if you focus on the first step that you need to do, you're going to figure it out that the rest of the activities are happening in a flow. You can do it one after the other without any problem. So for example, if you are procrastinating going for a run, so just focus on it. Just focus on the first step that you need to follow in order to go for the run. What is the first step? For the first step might just be wearing your running clothes. And once you wear your running clothes, you're going to see that you're going to be able to follow the next few steps very, very easily. So remember, break the problem into very, very small steps. You can do it or approach the problem very easily. Third, schedule and set alarms with positive messages. This works very well. So scheduling overall increases our chances of getting things done on time. Along with scheduling, like once you fix a time for a particular task, make sure you set an alarm along with it. And you can also write a message that is going to pop up on your screen once the alarm rings. So the message can read something like this. I know you don't feel like doing it, but just try. Once you're done with it, you're going to feel great afterwards. So you can write anything. You can write things like, my days with procrastination are done. So from now, I can get things done on time. And these messages work very well. Fourth, list your priorities. You can do this the night before or when you wake up in the morning. Just list down the activities that you need to do. And always keep the important and the harder activities right at the top of the list. So that once you're done with the harder and the more important work, because these are usually the activities that we procrastinate about. So once you're done with these, you can easily follow up with the rest of the activities which you find easier and more pleasant to do. And remember, this is one of the most important things, that you need to keep an appropriate amount of work for the day. You cannot keep too much, something that you will not be able to follow up with, or you cannot keep too less, which is not going to give you that much amount of satisfaction or happiness. So the right amount of work needs to be kept in your schedule for a day. Fifth, reinforce yourself. Reward yourself after getting things done. So, for example, if there's a movie that you've been planning to watch for a very long time, tell yourself that, once I get done with this amount of work, then only I will watch this movie. Otherwise, I will not watch it. You can also do it for, say, if you've been planning to eat something for a very long time. Tell yourself that I'll do it once I have finished with this particular amount of work. So once we reinforce ourselves, we are going to feel much more joy and much more satisfaction after doing the work. And definitely, if we are procrastinating, it is something that it's an activity that we don't want to do. So if we reinforce ourselves, if we tell ourselves that okay, fine, once we are done with it, we can enjoy this particular activity. Our chances of getting that work done or that activity done, which is definitely something that we are finding very hard or unpleasant, is going to increase a lot more. Procrastination is an endless cycle. When we plan to do something tomorrow, that tomorrow usually never comes. So we have to do it right now. And it is a cycle that we can very easily break away from. We need to keep reminding ourselves that this is a cycle that I can break away from easily. I have a control over my behavior, I have a control over what I plan to do, and I definitely have a control over how much I procrastinate. So remember to give yourself or allow yourself to believe the fact that you can break away from this cycle. And remember to keep distractions such as cell phone, mobile, television away, because these are the things that make us procrastinate even more. So if you like my video, do subscribe to my channel and share my video with others. Thank you so much.